Why is that?
It just gets me excited, man. I love it. I love a football life. It's my shit. I need to start watching some 30 for 30s.
I'm obsessed with the song. I'll play it for you real quick before we start this. I don't even know why I like it so much.
It's too late, Trey. That ship has sailed.
We're already on there?
Yeah. We're live as fuck,
Oh, okay.
man.
Never mind. Yeah, I love this song. I love our intro. It's beast.
Which one?
The one that we currently just had. Or did I just imagine hearing that?
I like that ringing noise in our ear.
No, the intro. Why don't
Like from previous podcast?
Oh, the beat to that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was good.
Yeah.
Did
His
you guys
cousin
listen
did
to
work.
that new Eminem song? Or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it good or no?
It's good. That was the rebuttal to Machine Gun Kelly's Rap Devil. And I think the whole thing's fucking staged, man, which takes away a lot of it from me. I still enjoyed Machine Gun Kelly's more.
How's it staged, though?
They're just doing it for profit.
So
Yeah, no, they're...
what happened, though? Like, what's their origins?
So the origins was supposedly... not supposedly. He called out a bunch of rappers. Eminem called out a bunch of rappers, and I can't remember exactly who they were.
In Kamikaze, right?
Yeah, in Kamikaze. MGK was not fucking one of them, but he was the only one to really come out, and then...
But I guess they've had beef, though, before. With Eminem's daughter. Like,
Oh, yeah. He said something about... That's what started it. Something about Eminem's daughter. You're right.
yeah.
But it's all self-promotion from them. Like, I guarantee you, like, if it's them one-on-one in a room, it's just nothing but love because they know that it's just making them money. Like, they don't honestly give a fuck. Like, they're on their fucking path.
Why would you
and
not,
shit.
though? I mean, you want to go down as a legend.
But
Like, this is the shit that got Tupac and Biggie killed, man.
Okay, but here's the thing.
that shit will never happen again. That shit will never fucking happen again.
Fucking Mac Miller died.
He died from a drug overdose.
Maybe Eminem fucking put it in him or something.
No, Eminem does not care
Mac
about
Miller
Mac
was not
Miller.
fucking popular enough to fucking... Nobody's touching Eminem.
Eminem is untouchable. He's literally an untouchable. Like, he has a legacy that goes way further than any current rapper has right now besides Jay-Z.
He's the
fucking
Tom Brady
Ice
of
Cube.
rap.
Eminem?
Yeah.
Freestyle, yeah.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's the quarterback of... I'm trying to read.
I think
Okay,
I think Jay-Z is
Right.
like...
You know what I'm
the
trying to
other way.
say.
I think Jay-Z is like the man when it comes to like lyrically just doing things just not in freestyle stuff. Like Eminem is like beast at that, quirky quips, but Jay-Z can just go into a studio and just be like, hold on, let me listen to that real quick, and then he just analyzes it and like, okay, this is what you need to do.
I like Jay-Z.
Like
As
a
a
mixer,
producer. As a producer, yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Jay-Z.
I'm not either.
But he's gifted. You have to admit that.
A lot of people consider him top 5, 10 rappers of all time, yeah.
I'm not even talking about his own music. I'm just talking about when it comes to like his empire. He's
God in that aspect.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, you can't argue it. That dude, the dude has.
Have you listened to both songs from MGK and Eminem?
No, I haven't. That's why
Either.
I asked. I think I've listened to the first one, but they talk so fast sometimes. I have to like listen to it like 55 times before I actually understand like all the references that they're. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like MGK is actually very well versed, as opposed to like traditional like mumble rap and stuff like that. Like he still raps fast, or even like Twista, he raps real fast and you literally can't tell what the fuck he's saying. But
With Twista, you can. Kind of.
maybe
Tad bit.
maybe 80% of the time.
But if like you were to slow
he
it
goes
down,
fast.
if you were to
That's
slow
how
it
the
down.
Chopped and Screwed. That's why he was real big on Chopped and Screwed because he was like, man, y'all can finally now appreciate I actually had good lyrics and it wasn't just me spitting hella fast shit. But
What other rapper has a movie that they starred in about themselves?
50 Cent.
Okay. Besides that,
There's got to be another one.
what's his live die trying, live free or die trying or something?
That's Bruce Willis. Live free or die trying.
It's called.
No, Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That
cool.
was the name of that movie. That was a good movie. I enjoyed that movie.
You're talking
but
about live free or die hard.
Yeah. No, I felt like you were. Yeah, you were.
No, I was actually-
You didn't have no fusion
No.
amongst the two.
No.
Bruce Willis should have portrayed 50 Cent.
In that
He could have done it. I have faith, man.
Well, I listened to both songs, and I think Eminem, personally, I think he won. But we all know why, because he's, like Trey said, the greatest. MGK, he had a chorus in his, and he repeated that chorus 3 different times in the song.
Yeah, that's not what Eminem does.
Yeah, he just legitimately freestyle rapped the whole time with a beat. And he said, some people, from what I hear, I haven't looked it up, that it took him like not even a day to write. But granted, it took him a week to come out with rebuttal.
That doesn't surprise me that he came out with it that quick. I think Eminem's a bigger target, and there's more of material there to have a diss track on Eminem, as to where there's really it's more bottlenecked whenever it comes to MGK. Which, don't get me wrong, I thought Eminem did a great job. I just personally enjoyed Machine Gun Kelly's diss track, even though, like I said before, I think it's all fucking staged. It's all nothing's real. I think all that shit's fake. It's just them.
I agree.
You know, getting people hyped up. It's fucking WWE. It's fucking soap opera.
Yeah,
it's soap opera. Is what it is.
MGK's at 87 million views, and it's been a week. Eminem is at, I think it's like 46 million to 54 million around there. And it's only been like 3 days.
But you gotta listen to the first one before you listen to the second one.
This is the thing.
You're hopping in the sequel real quick.
Machine Gun Kelly will never sell an album because albums are done. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, he'll sell it on iTunes, but it's mostly individual songs. Eminem has sold, I'm probably close to billions of, probably close to a billion.
Do you know how much Machine Gun Kelly's net worth is?
Less than 100 million, I would assume.
It's $8 million.
Oh, yeah. So it's
$8 million.
It's a lot more than that now.
No, that one thing did not double his.
I heard something.
Double his net worth.
The money
from that one song.
The money that you get from the iTunes sales is you don't get that for like a long time.
His net worth is his net worth. He's a peon compared to Eminem.
He's not even a peon. He's a little antibacteria that's growing not an antibacteria, just like a little bacteria.
Yeah, no, you're in a monetary sense, he is nothing compared to Eminem. Eminem wipes his ass with $8 million.
Oh yeah,
like just from the what is it, like the fuck, why can't I even think of the word, like royalties. Like his royalties fucking bring him in so much just because he has classic fucking shit from like the late 90s, early 2000s that fucking
anybody that was
early
big
2000s,
in the 90s doesn't need to work right now unless you are just an idiot.
Yeah.
If Tupac were alive right now, he would be a billionaire.
Oh, for sure. Maybe his legacy was greatly increased because of his death and the whole conspiracy behind.
Like all those rappers. Like all those rappers.
I don't know that Tupac was legit though. Like
Dude,
lyrically, if
he was legit.
Like I mean, if him and Eminem had a freestyle, like go back and forth, it would be insane to watch.
Dude, I'm still a Biggie guy.
Like for people nowadays, what they remember about Tupac is just like the legend. You know what I mean? It's more of a just like a.
Have you listened to his music?
I listen to some songs, but I'm not into rap like you are.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's different for me. I don't listen to words. I just listen to songs just because I like the sound of them.
I get down on some Tupac, man.
No, Tupac's amazing, man. He definitely changed some shit for sure, just because of he wasn't like anybody else, and he was real, like emotionally driven. It just wasn't some like forced lyrics. Like they were coming from somewhere. It was coming from a place of pain. You know, with a lot of his music, you know, it was you could feel that shit in his music. So that's
Ooh,
that's
you know who we need to get on the show? Will Smith.
Fuck yeah, man.
That'd be tough.
Will Smith, we're calling you out, son.
Yeah, I know you listen every week, bro. Hit us
dude,
up. We'll get you on.
Imagine if you
we'll
just
fly you out, man.
Will Smith, if you're out there listening to this, send us an email, dude. Holler at Paul.
That's the thing, man. Yeah. Either way, with that, welcome to fucking Talk 22, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go.
Is it Talk 22?
It's Talk 22, man.
Hold on.
It's very ambiguous now which talk it is.
I feel like we've been on Talk 22 for 3 weeks now.
No, we're legitimately on Talk 22.
This is legitimately Talk 22.
Yeah.
Cool. That's a good number, man.
Well,
We should have played some Taylor
Jesse.
Swift, bro.
Whoa.
I'm feeling 22.
Hold
God
on.
damn it. We
What
need
do we
to
have?
get some editing
22?
in this shit.
Talk 22.
Yep.
Remember what I showed you earlier?
Yep.
That
From
is
fantasy.
insane.
Yep.
What's that?
I've had 6 people score 22 points for the last 2 weeks.
That's weird, man.
This is going to be
There's some
epic.
juju behind this one.
Epic.
I wanted to start it off. I mean, whatever with rap, man. Fuck it.
You can always start it out with rap.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
rap. Rap's great, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun, like you said. Bought and paid for, whatever. I'm just curious with you guys. And I don't know why I put this as our number one topic. And we don't even have to go on it that far.
Yeah, it could just be a simple question.
Yeah. Where's the best place to have sex?
Well, for me, since I'm abstinent, I don't know.
Trey's abstinent.
Okay.
And you can't say your own bed. You cannot say that.
God damn it, man. I was going to say with a consenting female. Whatever a consenting female is down with is going to be the best place.
Where is the bed?
No,
Yeah.
I know. And I can't say bed? Fuck, man. Like,
I mean, it seems...
Can I tell you, just because that's a big question for me, and I'm not saying that I haven't, like, done things in other places, but can I tell you the worst place I think is to have sex?
Sure.
In swimming pools or hot tubs.
Ugh.
It is the worst. I've been there.
Swimming pools you can go for a while, though.
No, dude, water gets all up in shit, and it's just not
Their
swimming
shit,
pools.
not our shit.
Yeah, and it does not feel.
And you have all those little kids that were they're swimming in the
No,
pool.
you're in your own pool. We're not talking about like a public pool, right?
Okay.
Yeah, very much.
What-
No public indecency
what-
here. We're
what
talking
it-
about a private, like your pool.
Like a saltwater pool, not chlorine.
Ooh, that would actually.
It wasn't a. I've done stuff in a hot tub and in a pool in
A saltwater
both
pool?
times. Both times. I'm not saying like sex.
Was it saltwater?
No, it was a chlorine pool.
Saltwater's
Who the
natural.
fuck has saltwater?
I had my old homie.
A lot of people have saltwater pools these
Yeah.
days.
So okay, I can't speak. I can't speak to the fucking saltwater pools. I'm sorry. The chlorine pools and fucking hot tubs. It's just that shit's cool. Shit's cool. Obviously, sex is like what's the saying about sex? Like it's like pizza.
Yeah.
It's like pizza. Even
Or like a Subway sandwich.
like it's still even if it's not very good, it's still pretty fucking good. Like yeah. So that aside, I just say that's the worst place is fucking pools. I don't know like the best place.
And you've done it in a pool and a hot tub.
Yes.
Okay. I've done it.
Hot tub was for sure. I actually want to say the hot tub was better. To be honest with you, the pool is not.
A little warmer, kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
No, the colder the better. That way you feel it being warm as opposed to being just hot. I've done it in a
hot's
pool.
better.
No,
Hot's
I've done it in a pool. It was
Kind of
fine.
like a little hodgepodge.
Jesse, I did it in a pool and it was fine.
Well, I didn't enjoy it in a fucking pool. Like, obviously I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it as much as other fucking scenarios and shit.
Trey, where are you gonna have sex, man? Where?
I think I'm gonna wait till I'm married. And I'm imagining possibly like a treehouse would be a cool place to experience it.
Treehouse would be a very cool place.
Like a cool treehouse, like a furnished treehouse, and
Furnished.
So just a living room.
a house that's in the trees. Yeah.
A furnished treehouse is just magazines, bro. There's nothing else in it. That's
Oh, yeah.
if you were to, let's say, have sex and you went to San Diego recently, and you know how close the downtown is, right? With the planes flying, or the downtown is to the airport.
It's very close.
So like you literally see. So once if you're just out one night banging and like just planes are just flying by you, do you think that would intensify it?
No.
I've seen that in a movie before, and
No, not at all.
I don't think that I would personally care about that.
Okay. What about if you're near the ocean? Does that intensify it? at all?
Nah, I don't.
Dude,
care
the
about
ocean,
that.
sex on a beach sounds horrible.
Yeah, sand.
Exactly. That's the same kind of pool concept, except way amplified. Like,
sand
you're
in
worried
low
about
places.
little particles of fucking broken down rock all
Oh,
up in your
glass.
pee hole and shit. Fuck that.
Bacteria.
We're not talking about Jersey. You don't have to have fuck on Jersey Shore, man. You can go to a nice beach. And glass isn't everywhere.
That's what sand is. It's like there's
But
glass,
it's glass
in
and
sand.
shit?
There's glass in sand.
It's vitrified. You have some vitrified
There's
fucking
glass-
pieces of glass from.
What about on a floaty?
What?
On a floaty?
on a?
In a pool?
Yeah, in the pool or in the ocean,
I don't
like
think
on
that
a
would
floaty,
work, dude.
Like
But
a big
Like a
floaty.
big tube?
like a big one. Yeah,
Like a big old tube?
yeah, big old one.
Like a put your put.
Okay,
put
Where,
your-
where the
let's-
fuck is it? So is it the bed?
let-
That's
let-
the only place to have sex?
No. Let's refine
nothing
it.
makes it special.
If you could have an appropriate place where you could just say I fucked here, what would be that place?
Your
And you-
bed.
No. I'm saying your ideal, like, holy shit, I fucked here. Where would that place be?
That's what I'm trying to get. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Probably 50-yard line Cowboy Stadium.
I was gonna say in the Dallas Cowboy Star. I kid you not. That was
With
fucking
fans
in my
watching
head.
or no one
No,
watching.
no.
Empty.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
Jerry Jones might be there, but just kidding.
Oh God. Oh God.
Tony Romo, actually.
Tony Romo.
That's my boy.
He
With the-
commentates the whole thing.
Yeah.
He knows every play, man. I mean, yeah.
He really does.
Which was yeah. Okay, that's a good.
God.
See, that would be dope.
Yeah.
Now, would it be on the 50-yard line, or would there be a bed on the 50-yard line?
No, just on the 50-yard.
You think Neil deGrasse would want to go out like fucking as he gets like sucked into a black hole? He'd be like, that's where I want to fuck. Like if I could fuck anywhere, it'd be getting sucked into a black hole. I want to be.
No, it's like that's when he.
Shout out to Mr. Tyson.
Mr. Tyson.
That's what I was looking for, man. I don't think I would do it in the 50-yard line. In the Chiefs Stadium. I don't know where I would do it. I was just curious what you guys thought.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of a solid spot where it just like historically you could be like, I fucked here.
Ooh. What about like on George Washington's head, Mount Rushmore?
That would be dope.
That would be dope. I'm scared of heights. I couldn't keep a boner up there. I promise you that. Very slick surfaces. I would feel very uncomfortable.
In an airplane.
Airplane would be cool.
Yeah.
Airplane would be cool.
Or in the pyramids. The Great Pyramid.
Ugh, that's just creepy. I wouldn't.
Yeah, that's yeah. I could see that.
Dude,
That'd be a little creepy for me.
I would do it all day.
It seems like there's some spirits could get into your
Yeah, you're right.
into your soul, into your little being's soul.
Bill Belichick's fucking
Bill Belichick's
office, just his office.
Bill Belichick's.
I don't know, man.
Couch.
That's a shitty one, actually. That's a shitty one.
Tom Brady's house. With Tom Brady.
You need to keep the football out of it.
Just kidding, though.
Everybody's
That's like,
here.
oh, what
Everybody's
is that
here
movie? Ted 2, where they try to get Tom Brady's sperm?
his ejaculate. Yeah, I remember
That's
that.
funny. Mark Wahlberg's the man. Shout out.
You know, as far as quarterbacks go, whenever it comes to movie appearances, you have to give it to Dan Marino.
Dan Marino. Ace
Dan
Ventura.
Marino.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God, dude. He was in Little Nicky. No, Little Nicky is what I think of, dude.
Ace Ventura is so much better.
That's good too. I love that scene with Little Nicky though. But
where they say he looks like, what's his name?
I can't remember the fucking scene, dude. But he's talking about selling his soul for a Super Bowl win, and the devil won't give it to him.
Some people still say that Dan Marino's the best quarterback of all time.
Can throw a spiral worth his fucking life, but
neither could Peyton Manning.
Not as bad as Dan Marino.
So sex is good. It's good for everyone.
It's okay. Sex is part of life, and people who are think it's like weird to talk about are just silly. Like that's just life. Like it happens. That's how we're all here.
It's true.
Just to get that. Yeah. So don't be mad at us because we like to talk about life,
Genitals,
creation,
butthole stuff.
It's creation.
Yeah, buttholes, man. That's where everything came from. I mean, think about it. The Big
No.
Bang was probably just a universal,
That's
like,
just you.
God's butthole we fucking came from. Butthole stuff happened.
I don't know about that. Maybe some Valkyries were
Don't
involved.
Don't disregard my beliefs. You didn't take my shit serious.
I like Valkyries. Valkyries are tight.
I love Valkyries. They're awesome.
You think God has health care?
That was just
No.
a stupid question.
No.
That was just a really stupid question.
Well, I mean, does he, though?
I mean, Morgan
Whatever
Freeman
dimen-
has health care.
Why would he need health care?
Maybe in that dimension you need it.
Probably
We're
not.
in different dimensions?
Well, Jesus definitely needed health care, and he did not get it.
That was the
Jesus
most
Christ,
fucked
man.
up thing I've ever heard. And he did not because he wanted to do that for
That's
his
very
people.
true. That's very true.
You're right. Big Pharma, a.k.a. Julius Caesar, washed his hands of that whole thing and was like, I'm not getting involved in this. It's way too... I don't like to come back on this.
Healthcare and before, what is it, 100 BC was probably just like, you have like
Or witch doctors.
yeah, you have some sort of like rituals that took place like, oh,
Well, I guarantee you back then the surgeries didn't, like, fuck you for your entire life financially.
Yeah.
Fucking back then either.
well, back then it's just like, all right, you could potentially bleed out during the surgery, but it'll also save your life. So just don't worry about the pain.
Yeah,
It's
those are
broken,
sketchy
though,
times,
right?
man.
It's definitely a broken system.
For sure.
I mean, we went into hospital rates last week a little bit, so I'm not really trying to dive deep into that. But just like, I think the consensus of what I'm looking for is like, what do we do to fix it? You know, is universal health care the issue? Is that what we should go to?
I don't know because I don't know enough about universal healthcare to know if that would work here. Again, this is not a reliable source, but I watched a video of Jim Carrey talking about Canada's universal healthcare. He's like, my mom, man, me and my mom I remember we got to choose our doctors. Stuff was great in Canada, like it was awesome. Everybody was fine, like we had great care, all this stuff. I don't know if this. I don't know. I don't even know if universal healthcare is a real thing. Like I hear that it's a real thing, but I've never talked to anybody that's been a part of universal healthcare. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's what we think it is. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's like I can't imagine that there's healthcare where you'd pay $0.
Yeah. There's no
That
way.
just seems unrealistic to me. I don't know.
Unless they got me.
I've never done the research.
I haven't either. And I think there are ways that we could spend money differently to where it could be closer to $0 as opposed to $1,500 or $1,000. Like even people not going to the doctor because they're afraid of how expensive it's going to be.
No, yeah, that's fucked up. Like I would love to live in a place where you didn't have to worry about going to the doctor. Like that's just part of life. Like yeah, you go to the doctor and you don't have to pay money. Like that's just how it is. But I don't know if that's a realistic thing. I don't know. I really don't have any facts or anything to support.
I don't think it's so much that people are worried about having to pay money. I think it's having to pay an unreasonable amount of money for things that are going to be.
People don't want to pay. I mean, yeah, you're right. Unreasonable amount, but like, you have to think. $200 is an unreasonable amount for a lot of people. Like, I'd go to the doctor for $200 and be fine. I think we all would. Like,
Yeah.
that's. I mean, for us, that's. And we're not like making a fuck ton of money. That's not like a lot of money, but for other people, that's probably a lot of money. I don't know. I don't know. $200. I don't know.
It's a difficult. That's a really difficult.
It's hard.
Topic.
It's hard to argue for or against it when I have no facts or.
Right. No, I understand that, but that we all have our own mindset and things that can maybe make it different or better. There's got to be something better than what we're doing. I think we've touched on this a little bit. That pre-Obama era, like healthcare was fine. Everything was chill. Like you go to the doctor and everything was cheap and like private insurance was thriving.
Yeah.
And he comes in, he just changes everything.
Yeah.
And he makes it a mandate and then
Yeah.
he finds people. Where does that money go?
Yeah, no. Hey,
You know?
that's not Obama's fault, man.
No.
It's Trump's fault, bro. It's Trump's fault. Obama's a saint, dude. He did nothing wrong. He didn't spend $6 trillion trying to get Muslims into the United States or anything. But that's
Yeah.
the fact.
I just think there's something, a better way. But I mean, maybe you're right. We don't have the answers.
Okay, there is a better way. All this money that who's the Microsoft guy?
Bill Gates?
All the billions of dollars that he's going to donate when he dies. Why not just donate it now for healthcare? Give 3 of your billionaire friends and be like, all right, here's
So
healthcare.
everybody in the United States can have like 2 months. You know,
What's the healthcare budget?
it's got it.
We looked at it. It's like less than $1 trillion, I think.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean, I think it was like $2 trillion.
Yeah, where's Mark Zuckerberg on this shit? I thought he was smart. Get us some healthcare, bro.
Yeah, like add these people, make a solution, do something about it.
I just don't get why the fuck somebody needs $10 billion ever.
Why not?
What?
Capitalism, Trey.
Why do you need $5 billion just sitting somewhere doing nothing? That's why our economy is fucked, because we have people that just have billions of dollars just doing nothing, not
And
even
gaining interest, actually.
no circulation. No, they're just gonna.
But gaining interest, right?
Hey, bro, they're just gonna donate it when they die. When they pass away, they're just gonna donate it. That's what every single millionaire.
If you had $5 billion
says.
and it was just sitting there chilling, you would want to give it to everyone or spread it out or spread some
No, I
love?
wouldn't, but I would like them to do it because that would be nice of them.
Trey's on fire tonight.
Yeah, he is. No, capitalism is a great thing. I think it's the best monetary system that's ever been put in place by a government thus far. Is it flawed? Yes, it is flawed. And if taxing just went appropriately, I think it would work out the way that it's supposed to.
What?
Taxing and inflation.
Whoa,
Inflation
I think-
fucks everyone.
Inflation's fucked. What would
And
you-
it's make-believe.
Look at-
Inflation's
it's-
make-believe.
and it's all just
Money
fucking
is
just
make-believe.
a number.
Yeah.
It's all just
Why-
this floating number that's literally not in anything.
Why do we
It's-
not just do this? Why do we not just get with China and be like, hey, let's just restart. We don't know you anything. You don't know us anything. And then Just start clean. No debt.
I don't think we owe China money, but they're $4 trillion in debt. Granted, it's not 21.
Everybody owes everybody money.
Exactly.
Everybody owes everybody money.
And who do they owe the money to? It's like the feds. They owe it to the Federal Reserve.
The people who print the money.
Exactly.
It ends up being the people that prints the fucking money.
Yeah.
And
who
that's
the
all
fuck
they
are
do.
they? They just print the money.
This is my conspiracy.
They just print the fucking money.
Economists are like.
Will you beer me?
Economists are like.
Thank you.
Oh, everybody owes each other. If we go to 2.4 trillion dollars, then the United States is just gonna explode. That's not going to happen. They've been saying that for 20 years now. Like, oh, if we go another $2 trillion in debt, the United States is just gonna collapse. They've been saying that for 20 years.
What happens if we're positive and we're not in debt?
Nothing. Nothing changes.
Nothing changes.
It's all about the resources. That's why so many people like Jeremy Rifkin talking about the third industrial revolution and things like this, where you talk about a more resource-based fucking economy with, shit, which I don't
want that.
Verbatim. I don't honestly know if
it would be unfair for smaller countries, but
I personally don't want that.
But it shouldn't be based on this floating number that really holds no value. It should be it's representing.
It's a scare tactic. It's all a fucking scare tactic.
well, you have to have some sort of currency, and whether it be paper or digital, it's some sort of currency that people believe in.
You do.
Yeah.
You do.
And we're already all bought in, so why change it?
No. Okay. For that to change, there's going to have to be a global warfare, or something extreme is going to have to happen. It's not going to. Hopefully, until we're dead.
Well, do you think the population increase is a big cause in any of these problems?
Not
even
a chance.
Healthcare, even nothing.
Not a chance.
I don't. I think the fact that one person can hold so much currency is the problem. Like I was saying earlier, I think that's the true problem. We've got 75% of our money owned by the 1%. You know what I'm saying? Or not owned, but the 1% has 75% of the money.
When you talk about the world,
it's actually like less than 1%.
When you talk about the world, though, we are in the top 1% of the world.
We are. I know.
Yeah.
I know. That's fucked. And we think that going to work is hard. We have to fucking roll out of bed at like 9 o'clock. Like, oh, I have to go to work for 8 hours today. But then you have fucking Nike over here being a bunch of bitches and pulling what's his name? Johnny Copperfield, Colin Kaepernick.
Oh, God.
That's a joke, bro.
Colin Kaepernick over here struggling to, he sacrificed everything. But then we've got the kids I'm sorry, not the kids, the teenagers in Vietnam fucking making our shoes every day
for dollars on end.
13 cents.
You make a great point.
It's fucking ridiculous.
It is.
The sad part, everyone knows that. Everyone fucking knows that in America. If you know what Nike is in America, you know that
we don't
the
care,
shoes
though.
the shoes are being made somewhere else.
But we don't want to pay $200 for a pair of shoes.
Life is
you
good.
don't have to. It doesn't have to be that way.
Life is good in America, boys.
No, it is. It is good. It is good. You should never. We
it's
are
the
very
American dream.
We could have a factory with robots making fucking Nikes, and the robots, they don't get paid shit. Nike's that rich. Granted, they're down. They were the number one shoe now. Adidas is this year. So,
if you could, because we all realize these are so complex issues. If you could have a say in what individual would you really like to see take the forefront of some of these major issues, like healthcare and maybe the distribution of money.
It's not one individual. It's the people, It's the people as a whole. Everyone needs to be more aware of what's going on as opposed to just...
We're too busy having race wars in America right now. We don't care about the good of the whole. We care about basically the white male being the problem for everything. That's what America's entire issue right now. It's the white male is the problem for everything.
Yeah, maybe so.
100%.
I don't watch enough news or media to really understand.
Well, you don't need to watch the news. You'd be dumber if you're watching it.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah. Have you guys? This is a really weird side note. I just want to mention it really quick. Have you seen that video of these gangs in St. Louis at a gas station? 100 of them just rolling around this gas station like they're in Iraq with machine guns, just shooting machine guns up in the air in this neighborhood in St. Louis.
Was it a gas station?
Yeah. St. Louis is the... I'm going to say this with no regrets whatsoever. I regret nothing. St. Louis is the asshole of the United States. I have a bunch of family from St. Louis.
St. Louis blows.
I hate the Cardinals.
Not that part of St. Louis.
I got some sports. I have family from fucking St. Louis, but St. Louis is the asshole of the world.
They have an Ameristar.
I do have an Ameristar. got 24-hour strip clubs out there too. St. Louis is the asshole of the world. If you're from St. Louis and you're pissed off at me, you can email me directly at jpwest91@gmail.com and
flood it.
Flood it. I do not like your city. Sorry about you.
Can I pose this question? This is very. What would you rather happen? A civil war, like a race war, civil war, like where people are literally not talking to each other because of race, or would you rather have World War III?
World War III.
No.
I would not want a civil war whatsoever.
I wouldn't either. We're past that, man.
Worst.
We're past that. We're way past that. I mean,
we don't need any wars. We don't need any wars.
That's very true.
There's no need for any fucking wars.
It's going to happen. There's going to be a war.
And who decides that? The people with the $5 billion. That's who decides it.
Apparently, Donald Trump decides it.
Donald Trump doesn't decide shit. Nothing.
That's one thing I very much dislike about Eminem is he doesn't use positivity to spread his music. He uses negativity, like fuck Trump, and those are his supporters. Like besides us, obviously.
Yeah.
Anybody who's so one-sided. I've always come from this thing, like almost the yin and the yang, to where there is evil and good and evil, and it's you can never just say that this one person is just completely wrong. There's just complete fucking bullshit. That's why I've never liked the extreme right, and I've never liked the extreme left, because they're both fighting the same fucking battle on these sides, when it's actually like right down the middle where you fucking find it. And somebody like that who does just hate on any Republican president who comes in.
It's
like I don't give
so
a fuck
ridiculous.
who would have been. Yeah, he would have just shit on him.
I hate anybody who is in the spotlight that promotes their whatever their craft is through negativity.
When they have that many people they can reach out to and just spread that message when it's bullshit and it's based on what they feel, you're right.
Yeah, it just sucks because they're so influential in some people's lives because of their work and what they create. And then like, oh, this guy doesn't like this guy. Like, I can't like this guy if I look up to whoever it is, LeBron James.
But that's the problem with America, man. Like, whether or not you like that person and you follow Eminem and you listen to that song and you're like, oh yeah, man, fuck yeah, he's right. Fuck Donald Trump. Like, you're dumb. Like, why would you even think that?
But dude, I don't hear anybody that supports Trump being like, oh, fuck the Democratic Party. We don't talk. Fuck those people.
Oh, it happens, bro. It happens.
I haven't heard it from
Look
who?
at it. You can look it up on it. It's everywhere.
Me being a libertarian personally, and seeing how the majority, or I'm sorry, actually a small minority of the left wing tend to be super vocal, and just if you don't think the way that I think, then you are absolutely wrong.
I hate
and
that.
it's this literal warfare.
I hate it.
And don't get me wrong, it's much more on the left than it ends up being. And I'm just like, that's not how you change anything. You change things from being understanding that, hey, I'm a human being. I might not have it completely right. You're a human being, and I think this is my opinion, and let's sit down and talk about this, and let's like work through these issues. Because Donald Trump's not fucking perfect. He's not some perfect fucking president.
Why do we want somebody that's perfect to be our president? It makes no sense.
It's impossible to get somebody who's fucking perfect. Everybody's gonna have their flaws,
sense.
but you can't just hate on somebody for having a belief and then thinking that, oh, you don't think, because don't get me wrong, the liberals won the culture war after the 70s, dude, in Vietnam. Fucking you're not up to date and you're not cool if you're not liberal.
Yeah.
That's how it is in this society. I'm sorry, you're not. If you're not liberal, man, then you're small-minded. You're the small-minded fucking individual and all this. And I'm not saying that I completely, am on the right wing with everything.
You know who's real liberal? ESPN.
Yeah, that's why ESPN sucks now. They had to create ESPN Plus, which nobody has bought because nobody wants to see fucking 2020s or whatever they call it on something that has nothing to do with sports.
You know who ESPN's Hillary Clinton is? The Cowboys.
Oh,
that's
shit.
Like literally, like CNN is Hillary, ESPN is the Cowboys, America's team.
I disagree with that. I don't think a lot of people like ESPN.
Dude, ESPN goes hard on the Cowboys, or they go hard on whoever.
They go on the big market teams, man. Yeah. They're a big market
Paul,
team. That's
don't
what
hate
that
on
is.
the Cowboys. They have not gone to the playoffs for ages.
All right, my bad.
Cowboys aren't doing shit, bro.
Sorry. What were you saying, Jesse?
Man, I was saying a lot of things. My main issue, because on so many morals, for the longest time, the liberal side of
Can you paint a picture
things.
of what a liberal is to our listeners?
Oh,
So my view of a liberal is you are going to be big government spending, a lot of for the people, for the small, not so much for the business. I'm not going to use the word socialism.
that's what they want.
It is.
We're already
not going to use the word.
We're already socialist.
I'm not going to use the word.
30%
socialism.
of our taxes goes to the government right now, so we're already socialist.
Socialism was not going to. You asked me this question. Can I finish this?
Yeah, I'm
Can
sorry.
I finish this answer?
Sorry. I'm being so rude right now.
They are very much for bigger government, not so much corporate focused.
No unions.
Yeah, no unions. They're not big business at all. They're big government. They're for
Abortion.
yeah. Very much everybody knows the liberal morals. It's pro-choice, pro-gay rights, pro-immigration. And that's kind of the morality that sides, and then you have the duality on the other side, which is the Republicans, which is the exact opposite. You look at small government, more focused on big business tax breaks, because their mentality is you give big businesses tax breaks that trickles down, and then the people who are working end up getting the money, kind of thing. Which I'm actually on the Republican side, very much so when it comes to the economic portion of things.
Same.
I'm very much on the Republican side. I'll say that very proudly that I'm on the Republican side when it comes to the economic way that they go about things. Now, on the actual morality side, that's when I differ, and
Yeah.
I call myself more libertarian, because they are more freedom of the people when it comes to morality, like the pro-choice.
I think I'm on board with that too.
Yeah, that's why.
No man has another say over what we do.
And I don't want to get into too much details, because I'm almost differing from the liberal side as of late with certain things that have happened, which was such a good start to things for like gay rights, and I think that it's being really, really misconstrued and now hindering human speech, and I see it going in an opposite direction. I don't want to get into that, but
Me neither.
it's I'm right down the middle with a lot of things. I will never say I'm a Republican. I will never say I'm a liberal. I'm a libertarian specifically. I believe in the freedom of people. I think you give them the choice to have good education and give them the best opportunity you possibly can to become great. The individual, I believe in the individual thoroughly. I think you need to give them opportunities, and I think you need to give them freedom and not be so suppressed with certain things. So
Everyone has that opportunity in America, no matter what, if you're left or right. So
you're
everyone has
right,
that.
but
right
you
now.
can give better. You can give better. So I'm just going to use this as an example. This was very easy for me growing up. Was gay rights. I was huge on gay rights. I was like, nobody should be.
That should be standard, though. We were
It
locked
wasn't.
away.
It wasn't like that.
America
it wasn't
was-
like that for a long time.
And America was locked away
We got
in
to
a
see
very
that progression.
America was in a dark place at one point in time, and now we've been out of that dark place for a minute. And if you're gay, I feel like that's the norm. I mean, not the norm, but like it's normal.
See,
you know?
but we
Millennial-
think that way. We think that way, but there's a lot of people that still don't think that way, and
a
it's
lot of
still
those people will be dead in 20 to 30 years.
yes.
So
The times are changing in the right way, but they're almost using some of these on the left wing when it comes to gay rights, and now you have like the non-binary stuff, which I almost think is going too hard and suppressing of freedom of speech. And I'd need to do more research before I go any deeper into that particularly. But
well, anyone who has a voice, yeah, you're right. It's very, you got to be careful on what you say and how you say it, because now we know that YouTube, but and Apple and all that, like they're listening. And if you're Alex Jones, you're gonna get banned off their platform. So
For having a voice, but hey,
Yeah.
freedom of speech, but only if you agree with what we like.
But Alex since he's been banned, freedom
of speech.
He's
Paul.
found his way on YouTube every single day. There's so many different videos of him. It's not his channel, and he's not making money, but he's still finding his way on YouTube, so he's not banned.
Freedom of speech.
Alex Jones is such a anomaly, man. You talk about a literal anomaly when it comes to personalities like that on YouTube.
Last week, he literally found Marco Rubio, went to him while he was in an interview for like a local TV station, and just harassed the fuck out of him. And I wouldn't even call it harass. He just started talking shit. Because Marco Rubio is one of the ones who like voted for like internet, like being able to deplatform like certain people because it's like terrorist or whatever, or not terrorist, but it's not good for America. I don't know how he worded it, but Alex Jones found out where he was at in a live interview.
That shit
and
was
fucking
hilarious.
Yeah, just started talking shit to him.
Well, he
right
walked
to
up
his
to him.
face.
He walked up to him. It was like during some meeting or something. Was it? You said it was an interview.
It was an interview, yeah.
And he just started yapping, and then all of a sudden, Marco Rubio's face, he's just like, "What the fuck?"
First, Mark Rubio was like, "Who are you? Who are you? I don't know who you are."
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the most bullshit thing I've ever heard. Freedom of speech is the most bullshit part of the Constitution that I've ever heard in my entire life. It's only okay to have free speech as long as you agree with the norms of the media. If you disagree with the norms of the media, sorry, you can't have freedom of speech. And if you say anything negative towards the gays or anybody else, sorry, bye. We can't have that anymore because it's not.
And that's my thing.
It's not terrorism, but it's an act of violence now.
But this is what you do. Now this is what you do. Is the people that we need to be changing their opinion through informative conversation, which I think really changes. Like if you were anti-gay marriage, then the worst thing for me to do is for me to sit down and tell you I think you're a piece of shit because you disagree with the way that I believe. But that's what they're saying because they're suppressing. Okay, now it's hate speech and you're hating on this group of people. That is not how you. All you do is you fuel them and ground them deeper in their own beliefs. Throughout debate, this is what you find out with debate, is you end up just grounding yourself deeper in your initial fucking thought to begin with. Like whenever you come into a fucking angry debate like that, you don't change people's minds from being this separated fucking thing. You need to have people realize, holy shit. We come from different aspects. With anybody, you could sit down and find similarities between your lives, and then you can start making an actual fucking connection. You just can't hate on somebody for having a different belief.
What's so ridiculous is, like, if I sit down in a room with anybody, like, I'm going to try to be friendly with them, and, like, we're going to find things that we have in common no matter what. It's people hating on people that they're never going to meet. Or never see or never say a word to is the problem. It's ridiculous.
And it's a lot of internet bullshit, right?
We're ill-informed as a society and as a country.
And me, for myself, I've spent like a large part of my portion like having these thoughts and opinions that are just ridiculous. Like the older I get, the more I'm like, I like to talk to people and not prejudge people and just be nice to people. It's just not hard to be nice.
That's who we are as human beings. We're meant to be around each other and have good conversation. And,
it's not
and
hard.
Advance.
You're
treat,
right. No matter what, you treat everyone with respect. You do not judge a book by its cover. You treat them with respect, regardless. Now, whether or not they still deserve that respect after a certain period of time, that's up to you.
Out of the workplace,
because there are some people that don't deserve the respect.
Very
depending
true.
on depending on them as a person.
Even if you don't know who that person is, 9 out of 10 times when you meet someone that you've never met, they're going to be respectful, And where we fail and where we went wrong, and that's like my biggest question is like, where did we go wrong? Where did America go wrong? And when did it happen? And how did it happen? And I think obviously money is a big influence of it. And like you said, someone who has $5 billion just chilling, like they feel authoritarian at that point. Like they're an authority. They have sway. They can persuade policy.
They can do whatever they want.
Exactly. So somewhere we went wrong, and they were able to persuade America as a whole, and now we're unable to get out of that because now we're sitting here having a conversation about left and right and if gay is right, if abortion's right. Like we shouldn't be having these conversations. It's none of our business. 9 out of 10 times when I go to the gas station, I look at someone and say, "Hey, how are you?"
Yeah, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Oh, I'm good, thanks. And that's it.
Yeah, and I always like when I'm out and about, I always try to like make somebody laugh or like just say something funny, and then they don't laugh. I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just trying to make you laugh. I want you to have a good day. Like
there is a systematic way that we interact as human beings. We all work within this kind of confined that there's going to be these dualities that show up amongst society.
Of course.
Like a hierarchy. A hierarchy will always develop. You've heard me talk about this before. If you were to completely break down society and then start from scratch again, chances are you'd see something similar to what's happening now because we have enough data on this that this is what happens. This is how human beings, that we aren't some amazing fucking thing. There is a systematic way that we go about things, being biological and sentient fucking beings.
All animals
that come
are that
about.
way. All animals are that way.
They work within this construct, basically. So I think this is a byproduct of the construct, is having this liberal Republican, duality within a society, and I don't think it's honestly probably not avoidable. What you can do is you can make it. You can have better scenarios. You cannot fix all the problems. You can make things better.
We're to the point though where we should have better scenarios, is what I'm saying.
But
we should definitely be past that point. We're way past it.
Paul, think about this. Like, what's our biggest problem in the United States?
I mean, you got racism and you got global warming. I mean, not global warming, but racism and oil.
No, I would say probably
Politics.
Probably a race war right now.
That's our biggest issue. If we fix that, say we fix that, say racism is no longer a thing, then what's the next issue that's going to come up?
Yeah, there'll be something else.
But
that would be huge, though. That would be huge. It's just when everybody fucking just accepted people for just being people.
People want to argue this all the time. We need a utilitarian, or what's the word? Utilitarian.
I'd have to see the definition on that. I don't even know the word.
Utopia. We want a utopia.
Right.
It's never going to happen, ever. And if we've talked about this before, if it does happen, people are going to be blowing their brains out because they're going to be so goddamn bored.
I've said that too. Like you don't want a perfect world because without perfection,
well, then what do we want?
If it's perfect, then what do you do?
What kind of world? What do we want though?
Where does art come from? Without struggle, where is development?
Nothing. You have no ambition.
You
have
struggle
no
to have development too at the same time.
Competitiveness. You have no nothing. You have no feelings. You have no emotion. You have nothing.
We're talking very philosophical right now about some shit.
We are. Somebody needs to.
No, you're right. No, we need to talk about it. This is very deeply philosophical. That has happened, and there is no real answer. This is all very ambiguous. You talk about trying to figure out what we are or what I am, kind of thing. Like, where's your place? What's our place together, kind of shit. And there is no right answer to it. Within the majority of this philosophy of what is the construct of human society here on planet Earth and what's right or wrong, how do you can't even talk about right or wrong at that point. All you're talking about is we're just trying to do like what we're doing and figure everything out. Is very ambiguous, man. And whenever it comes to the end of it,
what is a utopian society to you? What would it look like?
For me,
what would it look like?
A utopian society for me is me having a different opinion with somebody not of my race or my belief system, and not being labeled as like a racist or something. Like I can just have an opinion and not like get in trouble for it, basically. That would be a perfect like a society to you? That'd be a society that I would like to live in, where anybody can have their own opinion and I'm not just sent to the side because I don't have the opinion of the minority, basically. Right. You know eventually we have to get past minorities and racism, like we said. I don't know how it's going to happen.
My idea of a utopia is when people have the place where they can go and get mainly schooling. I think I've always been education based, like this of me. Like I think that
space travel.
The core of mine is where people can go and get great fucking education with no worries of any kind of monetary thing, and no matter what household they come from, they can get great access to information with very passionate people that are surrounding them to try to help them out outside of any society or whatever household they come from.
AI will help with a lot of that. AI, I mean,
that's scary, man.
No,
that's scary as fuck to
me.
I'm
anti-AI 100%.
I'm kind of there with Trey. That scares the fuck out of me.
In order to give everyone the same amount, in order to give everyone the same access to the same information, and if it's like legit information, but I mean that's the only way. You're not going to have people in all parts of the world able to teach these kids the same, have the access to that.
Start paying grade school teachers $100,000 a year and watch motherfuckers fight for that job, and all of a sudden
doesn't matter. You pay grade school teachers $100,000 a year, then other people's salaries go up. That's how inflation is. That's how inflation.
Okay, you're right.
Bullshit.
But I'm talking about my utopia. I understand it's not.
No. Yeah, I realize that. I'm just saying if you paid a kindergarten teacher $100,000, then $5 now would be like $60.
I think that's so well worth investment. Even though you talk about inflation and things like that, I think that's so important. I always come back to this. Education is so important.
I'm
beyond anything else. Beyond anything else, education is important.
I think education kills creativity, kills imagination.
No. Jesse's not saying like that. Like the education system of the United States. Is that what you're talking about? Obviously not. He's not definitely talking about
No, I'm talking
that.
about an educational system that all of a
That
sudden
works.
doesn't force you to
doesn't
do
do that.
things that
Yeah.
forces you to do things that you're not good at, and then you're like, oh, you're bad at math. Well, you better do a shit
Yeah.
ton of math.
We've already done this.
Something that tells you, oh man, you love puzzles and shit, and you fucking love science. Well, we're gonna make you focus on
Yeah,
science.
something where subjects are not.
And we're gonna build you.
Yeah.
We're gonna make you the best of what you enjoy doing in a very well
No, I
refined
got you.
educational system.
I got you.
Not the process of what's
know,
happening right
I know.
now.
I got you. Sorry, we'll
Yeah.
stay off that topic.
I'm huge on education, man. And
No, I like good education.
Good
not
education.
bullshit
What's
education.
what's the end goal though? What's the end goal? I mean,
you figure out you allow somebody the opportunity to figure out
No.
their cog in all these turning gears of society where they fit, and they all of a sudden they're like, fuck man, this is what I can do, and this is where I can help people, this is where I can be beneficial.
how much better of
This-
a place would Earth be if it were like that?
100,000 times better.
100,000 times.
This is why society is so fucked, because they're like, oh, you can do whatever you want in life. It's so easy. Just do whatever you want in life. But also, if you're gonna do that, forget your family, forget everything. Like, just you have to go off and do that, and then you get all this money and stuff, and then you still have more problems and more problems and more problems. For us, not in general, but I'm just saying, like, not even us, but for kids growing up, for whatever reason, they put this mindset, oh, you need to go to college. So you go to college, you spend $60,000 to $100,000, get out of college, you're like, fuck, I can't find a job. You find a job, you make $40K a year for 5 to 10 years, and then
37 of that goes to living.
37, yeah, exactly, 37. So it takes you 20 years to pay off your college debt. So our society has trained us that we're always going to be fighting to get out of debt is basically what our society is right now. I mean, for the majority of people.
We're a debt-driven country, yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what they want: credit cards, debt.
That's
like,
what we fight for to survive every day. It's like, oh fuck, I got to pay off my house, I got to pay off my
So-
credit card, I got to pay off this, I got to pay off that.
Let me ask you this, Trey. So you have a kid. What would you tell your kid whenever they're thinking about, let's say they do really well in high school, they have minimal scholarship potential
Sure.
for college. What do you tell them? Like, what do you warn them? Do you give them warnings?
I would tell
like,
my kid to be creative as fucking possible. I would tell him to use his imagination in ways that nobody else would ever use their imagination, and not care that he's abnormal or not the same as everybody else. I'd say stay as far away from normal as possible is what I would tell my kid,
I like that. I really do. I fucking like that.
because it's bullshit. Being normal fucking sucks.
You're right, dude. Being normal does fucking suck.
it does.
Fuck being normal.
It blows because you get into a trap. It's like Indiana Jones and fucking Raiders of the Lost Ark. He falls in the fucking snake pit and he's stuck. And then he fucking here's his soul to get out of that shit.
Here's a question that I've asked Jesse before, and I don't think I've ever asked you this question. What happens if everyone is equal? If everyone is equal?
We've talked about this. People blow their brains out. People.
No. Let's say everyone's rich. Like everyone has.
Then nobody's rich.
That's not
then
possible.
nobody's rich.
That's not a
What
thing.
do you? So within
Rich is only based upon other people.
okay. So
That would be
do
imaginary.
you think that there's a society
No.
in another planet somewhere in this universe where
No.
everyone just does what the fuck they want?
No.
I bet so.
That's called heaven.
So you tell me there's problems in heaven? There's left and right
No,
in heaven?
I'm saying that's
Oh man.
the only place that exists. Nowhere else do you just do whatever you want
I think
with no consequences.
I just find it hard to believe that it's we all want to achieve the same thing,
What?
but
what
we
do
all can't have it.
What do we all want to achieve?
Happiness, man. Happiness.
realistically,
And-
yes.
and
No, you're
every-
right. Realistically, yeah.
Everyone wants to have everyone's happiness is different. And in saying that everyone's happiness is different, I think the goal is the same. Is to live a fruitful life.
What
And-
does fruitful mean?
You have purpose.
Exactly. Purpose. And I think everyone that is born and everyone that lives a life of age, you know, whatever that may be, not babies who die from cancer or young people who die from cancer, people who live a full life, everyone should have that opportunity. Everyone should have that opportunity. 100%. That's just how I feel.
This is how I feel. I feel like whenever you are younger, your parents like, oh, just enjoy life, just have fun. You know what I mean? It's like now I'm like in that range where I like have to start making like real life decisions and stuff, and like should I do this or that? Like I really just want to have fun. Like having fun makes me happy. But then you have children, or whatever the case is, and that's the cop out. It's like you have kids, and now you just have to make your kids happy, and forget what you wanted to do in life. Like you want to make your kids happy because you love your kids and care about your kids so much that your life almost doesn't even matter anymore as long as your kids are happy.
That is extremely fulfilling to have kids and then bring
You know
them
what I'm
up
saying
for the
though?
betterment.
You know what I'm saying though? That like that's kind of how society is. It's like
Yeah, but I mean, I would disagree with that because I mean the only reason I say that is having a kid is the best thing ever. It's amazing. It truly is. But at the same time, I want more for my kid as opposed to me just doing the same thing for the next 20 years, maxing out on a salary and not bettering myself because I would not be happy in that instance, you know.
Are you happy right now?
With my family, yes. With my work, no, definitely not.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's the thing. That's society's trap. You get into these
Yeah.
jobs, you know what I mean?
All I'm saying is everyone should have the opportunity to be happy. And I think in America, it's safe to say that you have that opportunity. In what you said, I think it does take a lot of, not necessarily risk, but it takes a lot of time away from your family and friends to achieve that.
And the hardest part about that is them not understanding.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
It's like
Some people do, some people don't.
Why would you do that? Why are you being selfish? And it's like I've been told my entire life to be selfish, like to do what makes me happy and to live life and enjoy life. But then finally I find a passion in something that I love, and you guys don't want me to do that because
Well, you gotta surround yourself around people who are on board with you.
you know what I'm saying though.
Yeah, for sure.
Not to that extreme, but I
and
feel like that happens a lot.
This is actually going with what we're talking about. Are millennials, are they going to change the world for better or for worse?
Worse.
You know, we're all technically millennials, right? And I'm the oldest one in this room.
Yeah, I know. Worse.
Wasn't it from like 1988?
1988
till 2000. Is it
No,
2001
ni-
or was it even
1999?
1998, I think.
No, it's 88. I'm a millennial.
No, 1988 to 1998.
Oh, got you. So, and then after that, it's the Z.
It's Z equal,
Yeah.
which is a great way to fall asleep.
Yeah. Dude, they definitely are. They're bad. Like,
I hate them. I hate Fortnite. I hate it with all my soul.
dude, we are all millennials though.
I'm not. We're not the millennials that people hate. We're the millennials that are cool as fuck.
Because we're the early 90s motherfuckers.
Yes.
Basically.
Exactly.
We're cool. We actually got to play outside and climb trees and fall on the concrete and stub our
Yes.
toes and play
We know
chalk
life without internet.
and trade Yu-Gi-Oh
We're
Yes.
gonna be the
cards
last people. We're gonna be the last people that remember a life without internet.
and ride our bikes without
Once
our
we're
parents.
dead, then nobody
didn't-
will know.
I didn't know internet until like 8th grade. So 12 years.
Yeah, we could actually ride our bikes without
Nobody
our...
gave a fuck whenever it first came out. It
No.
wasn't even. No, it
Oh,
was nothing.
I
It
gave
was
a fuck, bro. I was on AIM all day, hitting up bitches all day.
AIM
Talk
was-
to me, Pimp 15, boy.
I remember when I got my first cell phone, I had like 200 texts for the month. 200. And this chick was texting me, and she's like, gosh, it sucks that you don't have more than 200 texts. I'm like, I know. And dude, and the bitches love that shit because
Yeah.
you were hard to get. So
Yeah.
you could, they had to get some good shit in to let you know that they wanted to talk to you. And then
Yeah.
that's whenever they started just coming to your house. That was legit.
True.
Gosh,
Technology has made progression worse.
I'm having some great
Some
memories.
aspects.
I'm having
There's-
some
there's give and
great
take.
memories right now. Let's go.
What do you got, Jesse?
Oh, about millennials
Yeah.
and are we ruining things? No, it's just a progression of society. It'll be interesting to see millennials come into office
No.
in the.
Oh.
Or,
That's
why?
gonna
Why
be,
you seem really angry? Are you afraid of a millennial?
I'm not
Coming into
afraid of
office.
them. I don't like them. I'm not putting us in that category. I'm putting the kids that don't do shit and cry and whine and like think that life is just supposed to give them things into that category.
Is that how you view this
Yes.
upcoming generation?
Yes, 100%.
No, you're right. It's interesting to see how what people view as problems are, and you're like, if you did a comparison to like 50 years ago, like, and you had like civil rights movement and like a bunch of important like key shit, and now people are worried about, what words people are using, and
Words
just like
being considered violent.
yeah, and you're like, man, what you think are problems are in pale in comparison to what were problems from young generations, like 50 years ago, and what they had to struggle with. Like, you come up, especially in America, with a whole lot of opportunity. There's still crazy amounts of opportunity in America, and from what you were even saying earlier. No, we have it really good. We do have it really good.
Is it their fault or is it their parents' fault? Or is it the kids they go to schools with fault?
Society.
What specifically are we not liking about?
They're rude. They have no work ethic. They think that their parents should give
Work
them
ethic.
everything.
That's the biggest thing, man. Biggest thing.
I remember when I first started working, and there's a lot of kids that wanted to work, and I hustled, and like there's good workers that came in. Now, like
It's bad.
I remember when I first started working, there was a lot of rules at the place that I worked, and like you had to follow those rules or else you got in trouble. Like now, it's just like it's impossible to find somebody that will actually even like just be like a decent worker for a day. Like you literally have to like make them do things, or else it's just
And
like,
when you find the person, you have to pay them because they're hard to find.
yeah, or else they'll bitch and cry and like, oh, my dad said that.
Because the millennials have taken over whatever generation was before that, and they've caught on to the train.
What about like the aspect that like millennials are killing like Applebee's and fucking, traditional bars and stuff like that because they're doing shit? I never viewed that as like, oh, that's harmful to society. I just see that as, okay, the market's just shifting now and you need to redo things.
That's
Well, I'm
the only
fine
What you're
with
talking
that.
about is like personal character of individuals because
work ethic's gone though. Work ethic's truly gone. There's no way. No
it's
other way
because they
around
have it easier. Because they have it easier. They didn't have to struggle as much, so they don't know what it's, so that's their acclimation to it because they didn't struggle as much. Now they expect to struggle less, than when it comes to a workplace, and they don't,
I'm fine with that.
What's expected is less.
Business, personally.
Yeah, me too.
It's like the shittiest restaurant.
It's bad.
It's
Yeah,
I'm
it's
surprised they didn't close before Ruby Tuesdays, but
yeah, burn both those buildings to the ground. I don't care. After what, obviously with no people inside.
my message to millennials, man, is literally fucking. And I need to teach myself this, but like just get off your phones. Live life without a phone for a while. I couldn't do it. I legitimately could not go 2 or 3 days without a phone.
I don't
There's
think that
no
has
way.
anything to do with it.
No, it does. It does because they've been on their phones since they were in like fucking like 4th grade. 4th grade. Like who needs a fucking cell phone at 4th grade? Like when you get it, and that's technology, sure, whatever. But
And that's why quarterbacks are so shitty in the NFL right now, because we have fucking Sam Darnold at 21 years old, who is like the best out of his crew, and he's shitty.
I think it comes down to struggle. We've had no real war. Like, and when it comes to war, it's no longer like trench warfare kind of shit.
No suffering equals shitty warriors.
I mean, really. I mean, think about it. You have people that now are their problem is it pales in comparison to what previous generations' problems were, and now you have these soft fucking people who they've had no real struggle. You gotta have struggle to fucking really develop, and I think it's a lack of struggle with some shit. But the people who shine, like even referencing the NFL, like you look at really great NFL players, they came from shitty, poor fucking homes where they're like, if I don't fucking do some shit today to put in the work to make myself worth more and increase my value, I'm gonna end up in this shitty spot. And they're like, I gotta fight to have a better life kind of thing. Now it's like, oh man, no matter what, I'll have a place to fucking live, and I can skate along with the mediocre job and everything will be okay. So now my problems are fucking misconstrued to fucking other shit. And
And that leads us to the biggest truth of all is being comfortable is like the worst fucking thing that
The
could
worst
possibly
thing.
happen to you. And I think we're all comfortable right now currently.
Yeah, no, it's a problem.
Like no, being comfortable means no motivation to improve yourself or
Exactly.
to be better, and it sucks, and it's such a trap, and it's the worst drug that you could possibly be on is being comfortable.
Like what 90s kid or I would say even like born in like 95, you know, growing up in the Midwest, you know, had to worry about food or their parents working like 60 hours a week to do some shit. You know, like you rarely ever hear about that shit anymore.
Dude, my
And for-
dad still
for-
works 80 plus hours a week.
He probably loves what loves what he does, but
No, I
There's-
don't think so.
okay.
There's a lot of people that still work out there, but
No, there are some people. I'm just saying that's less
Yeah,
of an.
Oh yeah. If this is what we have to look forward to, if this is even a talking point of whether or not they are better or worsening the future of Earth, then what is really going on? What have we taught these people? Why are they even in this position in the first place? And if we can use technology as an excuse, I say poppycock. You know, it shouldn't be an excuse. Why are they soft? Because there's no war. I disagree. War should not create someone who is strong. We should have created these motherfuckers to be stronger. And to be honest, man, I am scared to know what life is going to be like in the next 30 to 40 to 50 years when they are politics and they are our presidents. If this is how soft we are and this is how left-right we are, it's only going to get worse.
You're
It's
right.
going to be absolutely worse.
Absolutely.
We're heading in a state where it will be absolutely catastrophic to the way we live if millennials are allowed to play out who they are now.
I'm fine with it because I know I'll be a leader of the pack. So if that's the way it's gonna be, then I'll survive.
They are winning. They truly are winning.
And whenever China drops an EMP on us and we have to like survive on the land with no technology, I'm solid that I'm probably gonna be better than 80% of people in the
Oh,
world.
I'm ready. Kind of. But by the way, did you guys know that Soho is down, right? You know what that is?
No.
The satellite that's closest to the sun, that observes the sun, down. Shut off. We're no longer observing the sun, right?
Okay.
Not only that, there is it's the Solar Observatory in New Mexico, the only observatory that we have that watches the sun. FBI showed up 2 weeks ago. Shut it down, man. Shut it down.
Says who?
Says the FBI.
Oh, they released a post about it.
Yeah. Shut it down, dude.
What was going on there?
Does the FBI
Security
have
threat.
Does the FBI have a Twitter account?
No. Maybe. I don't know. I could be wrong. We're no longer
Just like the
observing.
Illuminati has a Twitter account.
Do they?
It's
Is
run
it
by some
checkmarked?
like I don't know about that. It's probably run by some like 16-year-old fucking kid.
I don't care anything I hear via internet, Twitter, Facebook. Anything.
Isn't that crazy that we're not observing the sun of all things? And literally,
Yeah, why
whenever,
would you need to do that?
whenever it shut down, literally they have video of it, and it was just a massive hole in this. Not like
What does that matter?
Okay, so a coronal mass ejection, like how they're called sunspots. Like the sunspot was massive, bro. It had to be the size of the Earth.
What does that matter though?
Which, in the comparison to
What are we gonna do to change it? Doesn't matter.
it does matter because they stopped recording it. We have no
Why?
visual effect of it.
What are we gonna do to fix it? Nothing. There's nothing we can do to fix the
No,
sun.
I know
if the
that.
sun's fucked, the sun's fucked.
Do you ever think we're just gonna wake up one day and then just all shit's fucked,
No.
and then we have
Crazy.
like 12 hours
Where
to
you going?
fucking figure out what the fuck to do?
No,
It won't matter at that point.
not in our lifetime.
Well, in our lifetime, yes, because odds are against us. We are in a galaxy that is moving millions and millions of miles per hour. We are spinning millions. We got comets, you got asteroids, you got fucking other aliens that we don't know
If the
of.
world ends when Patty Mahomes is looking so goddamn good week 1 and 2,
That's
I'm gonna
right.
be so fucking pissed,
That's
man.
what's gonna happen, bro. It'll be the Super Bowl. Patty
just-
Mahomes is about to throw the game-winning touchdown, and fucking aliens invade Earth, bro.
Everything goes to shit.
That's what's gonna happen.
I
I'm
just
calling it.
want to have like a fire inside my soul for something that like I know that I'm supposed to do again. You know what I mean? Like I want something that I know it's like this is what I need to do.
You gotta dig deep, man.
That's,
Dig deep.
Like that like almost brings me to tears thinking about. You know what I mean?
No, it's rough, man. Welcome to adulthood.
Like I don't want to.
How old are you, Trey?
24.
24, man. You know the pineal. Okay, so studies have come out and said that the brain doesn't ever really stop developing. They say it continuously grows. But before this, I had read multiple studies where they say the pineal gland in your brain stops developing when you're 25. That's whenever it's fully mature.
Yeah, I just read that the other day.
Yeah, bro. So I remember when I turned 25, I hit some shit too. But it literally only gets worse.
I cried on my birthday. I remember that. On my 25th birthday, I worked a double Saturday, open Saturday, like banquet room, just like reg serve. And then I drove home and I cried. I was like, this is what I'm doing with my life right now at 25. On my birthday. I turned 25 that night and I cried a little bit on the way home. Not like full-blown tears, but like some tears came out of my face. I'm like, fuck, man. This is what I'm worth? Shit.
What is it that we want? Do we want to be doing a podcast 2 or 3 years from now on a lake in a big-ass boat where we have internet connection and we could set the podcast up in the boat just on whatever lake we want?
That'd be legit.
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
I'd much prefer maybe helping some other people through, what we say and maybe, have some shit click in somebody else's head to where they're like, fuck, man. Like, that, that betters me, hearing that. Like, I'd much prefer that than being, fake with people. And,
We're never fake here at TJ, man.
Yeah, no, not here. I'm talking about in the service industry.
I'm not fake to people. I don't give a fuck about my customers.
Yeah, you gotta be fake. You can't be real with
We all live one life, man. You gotta make the best of it. I can't make the best of it for anyone else but myself, and now my daughter and my wife.
There you go.
And yeah,
this was an intense podcast, man.
Yeah,
it got pretty deep.
It did.
Not overly deep, like whenever Jesse and I get too intoxicated, and then we just repeat ourselves.
And then argue about healthcare and taxes for like 25 minutes.
Hey, I guarantee you I have not cursed once this entire podcast, so fuck.
No, you
Yes,
definitely
you
said
have.
fuck a few times.
Cursed,
Oh, I didn't think I did.
But you've done very well.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get it out. I thought I didn't.
So let's get a
once,
like from all our subscribers who listen to this in
Please
its
give
entirety.
us a like.
For Jesse only saying fuck like less than 5
That was
times.
amazing, Jesse. That was amazing. Double rumbo, buh.
Double rumbo ba?
My podcast personality is like
Quit playing.
quarterback rating is very high right now.
Yeah.
I wanted to relate it to back to football.
Next
somehow,
week,
but-
dude, your stats go up.
Quit playing
Yep.
games with my pup.
All right, man. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the fucking bell notification button because y'all want to know
Subscribe.
at 2 in the morning when this video is about to be up. You want to listen to it while you're sleeping. Well, not while you're sleeping. It's going to wake you up.
When you wake up, you should listen to it on
Yeah.
your way to work.
Whatever you got to do, check it
While
out.
you're taking a shit.
Subscribe, share.
This is the perfect podcast to listen to on the way to work. You put it on in your car or put some headphones in if you don't have that capability and listen to it. Just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Enjoy it.
Call us if you
Why
want
you
to.
clean the house, man? Why you clean the house?
Well, I'm
Listen to.
going to throw some shit out there. Just kidding. I'll save that for another day.
Yeah, don't give him the juice yet, man.
But next week will be podcast number 22.
23. 23, man. 23.
No, get excited. Yeah, I'm right there with Trey. Get excited for podcast number 22.
And for all your iPhone lovers out there who just bought the new iPhone, the XS Plus or whatever,
Max.
go eat your own asshole and get a Samsung with a pen because pens are really cooler.
No,
Wow.
two out of the 2/3 of us have iPhones, so don't listen to what Paul says.
Yeah, I very much back up iPhone. Well, that's for another day.
Android all day, baby.
Another day, another dollar, bitches.
iOS.
iOS 16.
Cup-
iOS 22
cupcake.
coming out next week.
Cupcake 10.7.
Yeah, give me some cupcakes smearing.
TJ out.